It was a simple mix-up, a wrong name, a last-minute change in orders. One young soldier didn't show up for a meeting that would have altered the course of his life. Instead, someone else took his place. And what happened next would shock the world and shape the future of a nation. Let's step back a little bit. In the early 1930s, a country in crisis was looking for someone to blame. The economy was in ruins. Unemployment was soaring. The streets buzzed with unrest, radical ideas, and growing political tension. That sounds a little familiar. One fringe political party, once considered a joke, was gaining power at an alarming pace. They were loud, nationalists, angry, and determined to seize control. At the center of it all stood a charismatic but dangerous leader. He was on a mission to consolidate power by any means necessary. To do that, he needed total loyalty, no room for dissent, no tolerance for opposition. So a secret meeting was called. A group of men, seen as a threat to his growing influence, were summoned. The plan was brutal: round them up and eliminate them. But here's where fate steps in. One man, a low-ranking officer, was supposed to attend that meeting. But through a clerical error, or perhaps sheer coincidence, he was reassigned at the last minute. Another officer took his place at the table. And when the purge began, that substitute officer was executed. The man originally scheduled to be there, he survived. And because he lived, history would be written very differently. That soldier's name? Klaus von Stauffenberg. He would go on to become a decorated officer in the German army. But as the Nazi regime's atrocities became undeniable, he grew disillusioned, then disgusted, and finally defiant. What began as quiet opposition turned into action. By 1944, he was at the center of one of the most daring plots in history, Operation Valkyrie, a plan to assassinate Adolf Hitler, to end the war, to give Germany a chance at redemption. Stauffenberg personally placed the bomb in the meeting room, just feet from Hitler himself. The explosion shook the compound. 4 men were killed, but Hitler survived. The attempt failed. Stauffenberg was captured that same night and executed by firing squad. But the impact was enormous. He became a symbol of resistance, of courage, of moral clarity in a time of madness. And it all started with a missed meeting, a clerical mix-up that spared his life, long enough to try and change the world. And where some say he failed, others say he changed the course of history. A wrong name, a reassignment, a twist of fate. And from that moment, a resistance was born. This has been Twist of Fate Radio. I'm Angela Clark. Until next time, remember, sometimes the smallest choices lead to the biggest consequences. Want to explore more stories like this? Visit twistoffateradio.com. There you can read more details about this story and others like it. Plus, you can submit your own Twist of Fate story to be considered for a future episode. You never know what twist of fate is coming next.